All right, the LA Chargers get really good AFC West news. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel fully dedicated to the Chargers, and we're getting ready for the draft. Remember, you've got a ton of picks, and it's going to be exciting. So here it is. And by the way, let me know in the comments. Tacos, like which taco are you going with? Just a carne asada, just beef? What's the taco that you love? And again, I'm just thinking out there, San Diego, I just want to have a taco. LA, West Coast, taco on the beach. If you've watched this channel, I talk about that all the time. I'm in the Midwest. I feel like there's just this world I don't know about. Okay, here we go. Here's the news. Couple things. 4 reasons the Chiefs' AFC West reign will end in 2025, and I agree with 3 of the 4 on this one. Aging core is the first one, and 100%. I think Kelsey, it's just like even Mahomes turns 30, but this one's the one I like. Yeah, I guess, but the other reasons are a lot better than this one. Offensive line question marks. They trade away their all-pro left guard to the Bears. Thank you for doing that. Gee whiz. And a lot of question marks in the offensive line. It was already a little shaky, and remember in the Super Bowl, they just kind of get overwhelmed, and it's like, oh my gosh. So offensive line, I mean, again, Mahomes is unbelievable, but without an offensive line, it's going to be really hard. So I love that one. I think that one's a really good one. Second one, and we'll get to this one here in just a second. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. But really quick, the Chiefs can't keep winning one-score games, can they? And that's just it. They just constantly were winning these one-score games at the end, grinding out victories, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And it's like, no. This reminds me of the Vikings a couple years ago. They just miracle. I mean, every game, that coin flip game, they got them. And I guess, right, you can win coin flips over and over, but you can also lose them over and over. So I think that's another reason they lose a couple of those games. But here it is right here. The rest of the AFC West has improved. So the Chargers 11-6 in Jim Harbaugh's first year. They should be even better as they've got more stability. And then the draft, I'm telling you, they're going to knock the draft out of the park. And once they do, everyone's going to be like, yep, okay, here we go. Because it just feels like, what have we done? What have we done? We've got some core pieces back or some low-end free agent signings, but what have we done? You'll see it in the draft. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix. I mean, and again, this is good for Chargers fans to see because we know that the Chiefs are going to be really good. Even if they take a step back, they're still going to be good. Denver Broncos, it's like, well, gee whiz, man. Bo Nix was a lot better than I thought than people thought, because remember in the draft, it was like J.J. McCarthy. What's going to happen? J.J. McCarthy gets picked, and it's like, oh, I guess you're stuck with Bo Nix. And Sean Payton's like, that's who I wanted. Whether it is or not, because what's he going to say? It's working out. And then this is still strange. The Raiders thing is still strange, but you can't deny that Pete Carroll will make them better. You can't deny that they've got a real quarterback now. Max Crosby's going to be all pumped up. They're just going to be that team. It's like I could see the Chargers beating them twice, but they're just going to be weird, stressful games. That's what's going to happen there. So good news if you're a Chargers fan. The Chiefs are going to take a step back, and you're not overly afraid of the Raiders by any means. And the Broncos, I could absolutely see a sophomore slump from Bo Nix. And then you're looking at a division where you're just not. Yes, it's going to be very competitive, and all those division games are going to be wild. But it's just not a division that you're just terrified to be in. You're like, oh my gosh, it's like, let's go. We're one of those teams now. Like, that's the difference. So it's huge. Also, mock draft. Let's just take a look at this one. I love this. May be the lowest of low-hanging fruit, but it does address a massive need. I think it's so obvious that it's just not going to happen. Doesn't it feel like one of those, like, I don't know. Injuries and inconsistent quarterback play limited Colson Loveland's production in 2024, but he still was unreal, and did not have a quarterback. So, yeah. Tight end. Then we go edge, Kyle Kennard, South Carolina. Perfect. Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State running back. So look at that. That's what I'm saying. Those first 3 picks, boom, boom, boom. You're a better team. Then there's the wide receiver weapon, Colorado State, Torrey Horton. Horton's season got shortened in 2024. But his production over the previous 2 years speaks for themselves. Between 2022 and 23, he hauled in 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, with 1,000 of that coming after the catch. Just a sneaky feller right there. All right, then you get a corner, a defensive lineman, Tim Smith out of Alabama, Malachi Moore out of Alabama, Willie Lampkin. I've seen him all the way up in the 4th round. But look, you've got so many picks. You get a guard for Willie Lampkin, another defensive lineman, Cameron Jackson from Florida, another running back, another corner. So you can see how, quickly your franchise can just change on a dime. And this is kind of where we're at right now. And this whole thing is like sitting here 2 weeks to go to the draft. No one's going to do anything or say anything up until then. So it's just, this is like gut check time if you're a content creator or a fan, really, because you're just like, what are we doing? It's not a lot going on. The Masters, you're like, yeah, I'll watch a little Masters. I'll get ready for a little basketball. By the way, your NBA team, if you have one, give me your NBA hot take. Because here's what I'm saying. You're watching basketball in the 90s. It's unbelievable. Sean Kemp, let's go. Then you kind of get into the early 2000s, where you're talking Tim Duncan and you're talking, Kobe. LeBron's obviously coming on the scene, and it was just awesome, man. NBA basketball was just crazy. And then you had the Steph this is just my theory. Then you had the Steph and LeBron kind of 2016 battle. So cool. And then, man, they go into the 2020 bubble and don't come out the same. And Steph, in the meantime, just hoisting threes, and we're loving it. So everyone else is like, I'll just shoot a 3. What are we doing? And I heard someone say that a dunk should be worth 3 points again. Should be worth 3 points. You dunk the basketball. The reason they were bringing that up is because you've just taken a lot of that action down at the rim away in today's game. But if you put that at 3 points, that changed everything. So anyway, I say all that to say the Detroit Pistons are going to be in the playoffs, so it might get ramped back up to it, but it's just not the same, man. Sounding old. I like it. Nothing. I mean, I'm not like hating on it, but I'm just like, this is not the same as those 90s, early 2000s. Those were the best. All right, let me know your thoughts. We'll see all of you on the next one.